Barbara Hogan is the mother of trauma medicine in Northwest Ohio. This 1980 graduate, who completed a master's in nursing in 1982, is the College of Nursing's outstanding alumna for clinical practice this year. Barb, who has been honored for her efforts by the American Trauma Society, laid the foundation for the trauma medicine network we know today. Barb had spent 8 years as an emergency department staff nurse at St. Vincent when Life Flight landed in Toledo in 1979. Her career took off with the chopper. For the next 6 years, she helped provide emergency care at the scene of a crisis. Surrounded daily with life and death on Life Flight, a loss of one of her own and her response has, in turn, given life to many others. Barbara Jean Smallbrook was a high school senior in Cleveland when she went to a friend's party. There, she spotted a young man who was a freshman at John Carroll University. Before the night was over, the freshman was introduced to a fresh woman who brazenly came over, sat on his lap, and said, "You don't look like you're having a good time." With that announcement, Barb met Alan Hogan, the man who would become her husband of now 51 years. While Al was studying for a career in library administration, Barb earned a diploma in nursing from St. Elizabeth Hospital School of Nursing in Dayton. They married when both completed their studies. A family soon was part of their lives. The now Kathleen Hogan Garrett was followed by Thomas and John. The quintet moved to Toledo in 1970 when Al was offered a job in UT's library. Here, the family continued to prosper until one fateful day. It was June of 1984, and Tom, who had just completed his sophomore year at UT, was at Laurel Hill Swim and Tennis Club, where he worked in maintenance during the summer. The family still doesn't know what happened. Somehow a ladder broke loose and Tom fell and landed on the back of his head. Then the ladder fell on his face. He went into seizure. A rescue squad arrived on the scene, a crew that Barb had trained in trauma care. Despite the best efforts of medical professionals, her son died 3 days later. Soon afterward, Barb pledged to turn the worst thing that ever happened in her life into something good. So the member of the first nursing master's class in MCO history began the process of developing and implementing a verifiable trauma program, first at St. V's and later throughout the state. In large part because of her vision, a statewide trauma system was established in 2000. Today our community has 3 Level 1 trauma centers. Barb is now retired, as is Al, who holds Professor Emeritus status in Library Administration from UT. Kathleen and John each have 2 degrees from what would have also been their brother's alma mater. When Barb and Alan celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary in 2011, Tom was there in spirit. His memory lives too every time the call for trauma care is sounded in Toledo. Because of his death and his mother's response, there is life. Barbara Hogan is the College of Nursing's outstanding alumna for clinical practice in 2013.